There we go. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing now, it's not a long one tonight because we're finishing up, is that we are going to talk about the final package. As I mentioned before, what we want to do now is we want to put it all together as if I work with you and we're history teachers and I love what you're doing. You can hand me a package and say, here you go. Here's all my stuff. Here's how you do it. It's all in this explaining document. It's like a manual, if you want to think about it that way. So I want to show you some examples of different ones that people did to give you an idea of how you could be creative and put a nice manual together. You don't want a manual to be super wordy because I don't know. I have a really short attention span. If I see a video and it's over a minute, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. So it's, you want to make it easy for them to read, but yet have everything. Now, this person here, what she did is she actually did a whole thing on web. I don't expect you to make a website. Don't worry. She did, though, because that's what she can do. So that's fine. And what she has here, this is her 3 things. This is her little web kingdom. It's got her objective. It's got her outcome. She's got some nice pictures from it. Her whole thing was how to teach web design to people. And no, the download doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. So that's one of her sites. Let me move over here now. Then you got the Web Wisdom. This is her assessment, her online assessment. And then you have her Low Tech No Tech game. So she has it all nicely laid out, and the objective, the outcome. But you can do a lot more too. Here, let me close this. And let me minimize this for the moment. I'll show you some other examples. Okay, where is it? Okay, we'll go with this one first. Okay, if you notice, this thing is, why is it so slow today? 3 pages. And if you notice, it's not, it's not just words typed on a white background. It's got some interesting pictures to it. It's got some nice look to it. See? And it goes into why you do it, how you do it, the things you're going to need, the supplies. These are her different games and such. And she's got these nice pictures. And I don't know why that's highlighted there. There we go. But it's 3 pages. I think at most go to 4 pages. You don't have to go nuts on it. Just, keep it simple. The KISS thing, keep it simple. You can figure out what the last S stands for on your own. Okay, let's go to another one. This one I thought was interesting because it's got kind of a random look to it. There's no lines here. It's not grid-like, which was kind of cool. It got my attention. But what here is, now look, see here, the implementation phase. These are the 3 games, but if you notice over here, it says month 1, 2, month 3, 4, month 5. These don't work. I can't click on them and make them come forward, but it's kind of showing what it could become, which I thought this was pretty interesting. Now, the font is a little tiny, but, they tried to cram as much as they could on it, which is fine. But there's pictures in here. They're not quite, it's not, like I said, not grid-like. Here, this one it fits nicely, but these aren't quite in there. They kind of go a little out. So use some design techniques to really make it stand out. Okay, let me go to some more here. Here's another example. It's only 2 pages. This version, she's missing something here. I thought this was cute here because 3 out of 2 people have trouble with fractions. I thought that was cute. What the fract? It's got a little cartoon here. It's, it needed a little bit of work here and there, but this was a nice job. It, once again, crammed a lot into one little area. Go to a couple more. Here's one. Once again, I just love the name OSnap. I just think that's such a great name. So this has a nice table of contents in it, which is really cool. That's a nice thing to do too, because the good manuals have a table of contents. See, and you have, here's the cameras breaking this little barrier here, goals and outcomes, the implementation, and the 3 different parts of it. I don't know where she got that face from. Okay, so there's hers. So there's 3 pages, with 1 page just being the intro page with a table of contents. Okay, let me close this. Did anybody send me an email just now? All of a sudden my email made a noise. Any of you guys send an email? Okay. No? Okay, cool. Okay, now, that's the explaining doc. So when you turn it in, just package everything back together. Zip it up would be nice. If you don't have to, if you can't do it, don't worry about it. Just put it all together with any changes that needed to be incorporated or you wanted to incorporate, and then have that explaining doc in there. So you will be submitting 4 things. Now, the other thing you're going to be doing is your promotional video. Now, this one was done. I got to move this out of my way here. It's probably as far as I can move that. This was done. This was the Rank Rupture game by Morton. And it's a minute, which is good. When you do your video, keep it to a minute, minute and a half. We don't need Gone with the Wind or The Godfather here. I mean, it'd be nice. I love The Godfather, great movie. But we don't want to go overboard. You want to keep this. Think of it as a commercial. This is a commercial, so don't make it very long. So here, we'll watch his, and tell me if you can't see it or if you can't hear it. Tell me, because sometimes it has trouble playback. So here we go. If you remember, Morton was in the Army. He said he's in one of those. One of these pictures that he shows. I can't find them. I don't think you would either. You don't know what it looks like. There we go. This was nice. It showed what this is all about. It makes you interested in looking at it, wanting to know more. And he didn't say a word. That none of that was his voice. I know what his voice sounds like. None of that was him. This was all stuff he found and put together. Now, what this does, I want to also lead us into one thing. Did you guys go over copyright and fair use in previous months? I don't remember if they've hit on that or not. You did? Good. This is just kind of a review. I always like to do this right when I hit this because this has some footage in here that maybe you get in trouble for. I don't know. Here, let me bring it up. I made this little PowerPoint. This was back. I was working on this. This was during my PhD stuff at Lehigh. We had to come up with a way to explain copyrights and fair use to K through 12. Why a kindergartner would need to know this, I have no clue. But when you're doing it, you just say, yes, I'll do it, whatever you want. So here, I'm going to play this. It's a really short presentation. Okay, so can you guys see it okay? Okay, yes? Okay, excellent. Okay, I just came up with a little acronym, open and done. Okay, I gotta move this. I gotta find a place to move this. Yeah, I'm just gonna minimize this. So if you're sending me a chat, I can't see it because I'm minimizing this. I gotta get it out of my way. Okay, is your work open? Is your work done? Can you copyright it? Is your work original? Is it permanent? Meaning you write it down? You can't sue somebody if you never wrote it down because you could say, oh, it's in my head. Employer free, meaning you didn't work on it on your employer's computer because then it's theirs. I used to work at a small company called AT&T. I don't know if you ever heard of them. And they had an intellectual agreement that they tried to push it and say, even on your off hours, if you come up with an idea, it's ours. And it was laughed out of court, which is great. But if I worked on it at their computer during work hours, it's theirs. Not libelous. I'm not saying something that's nasty or evil or wrong. Disney will sue you even if they know they're going to lose. Disney's a killer. Okay, now here's how you could see. You guys have heard of fair use, I'm assuming? Yes? They talked about that? Fair use? Yes, okay. Fair use it's a dangerous thing because some people hang their hat on fair use. They're like, oh, this is fair use, I'm fine. And they're going to get sued back to the Stone Age. Once again, there's companies out there that know for a fact they're going to lose, but they're going to sue you anyway just because they can bury you. If what you did didn't cut it to the owner's profits, you're doing good. If you use a small portion, you're doing good. It wasn't taken from educational materials, meaning you didn't get a textbook and just copy it out of there. And this is the one I always hang my hat on. It's educational use only. If I do something for educational use, I'm not making money off of it. It's simply for educational use. I have a very strong argument for fair use. But like I said, if I use Mickey Mouse to demonstrate something about, I don't know, about computers or something like that, trust me, if Disney gets wind of it, even if I'm not making any money, they're probably going to come after me. And they live down the street from us. Yeah, I am. Yeah, right. And like I'm about 45 minutes from Disney World, so they're going to send their goons after me. Now the other thing is the digital world and copyrights. Isn't this cute? The elements are trouble. Don't this look like elements? I was so proud of myself when I did this. This is so long ago though. Okay, if it's on the internet, it must be free. No. Some people think that though. If I change the image, I won't need permission from the owner. Oh no, I got a lawsuit. Well, let's look at this. Okay. You guys have done this. We don't have to do this. Okay, here. This is Conrad Zeus, that guy. I think he's dead now. He actually invented the first multi-purpose electronic computer, but he lived in Germany at the time in the 30s, and he got bombed back to the Stone Age. So he lost, his computer was destroyed, and ENIAC, that's only a part of ENIAC. ENIAC was like 1,800 square feet big. It was this humongous monster. That's considered the first electronic computer, even though when they finally built, I think his son built his computer, it worked. It worked exactly like his blueprint said. So he really did the first one. But anyway, let's say I take an image of Conrad Zeus from his website. That is from his website, by the way. And I take an image of ENIAC and I put it together like this. Do I have to get permission even though I put them in a completely new? Is this a way to avoid getting permission? What do you think? Did I just get around it? The answer is no. Very good. No, if I put it together in a new way, that doesn't save me from getting permission. Okay, here's Gary Kildall. Gary Kildall, he invented CPM, Control Program Microcomputer. It was an operating system. That's back when they called them microcomputers. We've changed so much. Anyway, his thing, he was Sharon. IBM came to him and wanted to use CPM in their new PC they were making. He was away, and his wife, this is the story, his wife supposedly would not sign the non-disclosure agreement. Now, he debated that. He said, no, we were going to sign it. We just had to talk about it first. Well, IBM, being IBM, didn't want to hear it. So they left and went to some guy named Bill Gates. And Bill Gates had DOS. So he did pretty well for himself. And Gary Kildall is dead. I think he died in a plane crash. He flew his own plane. He was very mad about that. And plus, he said Bill Gates stole everything from him. His big thing, I remember watching interviews, he said, ask Bill Gates why in programming the $ means string. He said he won't know, but I do. I'm like, well, good for you. He's a billionaire. So if I recreate this image, I didn't take anything from the original. Am I safe? Oh, Warp and OS Warp. I remember OS Warp. Oh, Windows NT. Oh, that was scary. No, you're not safe. That is correct. No, you were not safe. Okay, now this one. This is a photo of Babbage's difference engine back in 1830. Charles Babbage. He never built it, but he designed this. It was basically it's a mechanical computer, and I think in '91 that UPenn actually built it and it worked. So he's really considered the father of modern computers. It's pretty impressive what he came up with. He said you could eventually make humongous ones that would be run by steam engines. If you're familiar with the term steampunk, it's a type of sci-fi. That's what they talk about. He's like in steampunk. Anyway, if I get this from the Defense Department and I want to put it on a T-shirt, do I have to ask permission of the government? What do you say? Yes or no? You got a 50-50 shot. Anybody gonna say maybe? It's classified. Funny. The answer is no, you don't. The government is considered, it's public domain, they consider it. Now, obviously, if that was a picture of all our spies overseas, yeah, you'd probably get into trouble. But no, something like this, no. That's why whenever I show Morton's thing about the army, people have said, "Well, can he get in trouble for showing that?" I'm like, no, it's considered public domain because it's the Defense Department that deals with that. So there we go, the elements of trouble. So I just thought that was a cute presentation. I liked, so open and done. Oh god, my allergies are acting up. Anyway, so look at that. We're about 9 minutes ahead of schedule. Yeah, that I'm not sure about with NASA and stuff like that. All I know is NASA's hiding all the alien stuff, and that bothers me. Killing me. I want to see all this alien stuff. Honestly, when it comes down to it, if you think you can get sued for it, you probably could. Okay, they're in the Senate. Yeah, that's true. All the aliens are sitting there, so you probably could get sued for it if you really question it. And I think I mentioned this story to you that I used to teach at another college up north, and I taught website design. This was 12 years ago, and I created a fake website. I think I might have shown it to you. I don't remember. And 6 months ago, I got a letter from a supposed attorney saying I used an image and I got to pay $84 because I profited off it. I didn't even bother answering it, but for me, I didn't profit off it. It was used for educational purposes. And besides, they never contacted me again. Now that I said that, I'm going to get sued probably. But anyway, so okay, the feedback's gone away. That's good. Anyway, so congratulations. We are done. This last one wasn't long. Like I said, we're 8 minutes ahead of schedule. I'm going to stop the recording.